Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm the R6 lore guy and we have a brand new permanent game mode coming to Rainbow Six Siege in Siege X Year 10 Season 2 called Dual Front. And as with a lot of things recently in Rainbow Six Siege, there is a narrative behind this and this is a part of the overall lore. So in this video, I want to explain the setup going into Dual Front, why our operators are there, and everything you need to know about it. So before we get into this, I want to ask you a question. Since Dual Front allows you to play with both attackers and defenders on the same team, which attacker and defender are you most excited to synergize with? I think having a Glaz and Warden on the same team is really fun, and it's sort of like a cool little buddy cop duo. Right, let's get into this video. So the map in which Dual Front takes place on is a brand new map by the name of District, and this is in the US city of Detroit. Now, let me explain how we got to this point. So at the tail end of Year 9, the Keres Legion infiltrated Rainbow's ranks as recruits, and we got the assault of Hereford base. We partook this during an in-game event, and at the end of this story, Hereford base is completely destroyed by the Keres Legion. This results in Rainbow seemingly being at a rock bottom, but there is a silver lining. Rainbow and Nighthaven are now working in unison once again. Although a door has closed, a new one has opened for a new chapter of Rainbow. During the assault of Hereford base, the Keres Legion will capture one of Rainbow's operatives, Dokkaebi, a skilled hacker from the South Korean Special Forces. She seemingly caught the attention of the Keres Legion and Deimos when her and Skopos infiltrated a Keres Legion safe house in Greece, where she was able to hack into their database and extract information about the Keres Legion. This seemed to actually impress Deimos, which also shares quite a similar parallel with Harry, as when Vigil and Dokkaebi joined Rainbow, Dokkaebi actually wasn't meant to be on the list for consideration. She hacked into the system and put her name on the list because she knew her major general never liked her and she would never be given an opportunity to prove herself. Well, when this was found out, a lot of people wanted disciplinary action taken against Dokkaebi, but Harry didn't. He saw the potential here and actually liked this quality about her. Fast forward to the current day, and now Deimos is even impressed by her. Although the assault on Hereford was already planned by this point, it seems like Deimos instructed a new plan, and that involved capturing Dokkaebi. So after the rubble had settled at Hereford base, the rescue mission for survivors began, and it is here where Habana found Dokkaebi's broken glasses, but there was no sign of Dokkaebi or a body in sight. Rainbow now had a new task: find and save Dokkaebi, if she's even still alive. Now, we know that she's being held by the Keres Legion. We've seen her in an interrogation room alongside one of the Keres Legion's members, Phobos. But Rainbow needed to find some information in order to track her down. Rainbow operatives Nook and Sledge, alongside Nighthaven agent Smoke, will intercept a movement of ordnance by the Keres Legion. And it is here where they will learn the name of a company plastered on these crates, called Polaris. This may lead to nowhere, but it's worth following this lead. Now, Polaris seems to be a legitimate company, with their business being attributed to an office space in Detroit, Michigan. Not knowing if this company is a front for the Keres Legion, or who they truly are, Rainbow operatives Solus and Raura will make their way to Detroit and sneak their way into this building. It's here where they will find Keres Legion members seemingly downloading data from the server room. Our operators engage in combat with these Keres soldiers and attempt to keep one alive for interrogation purposes. However, that is then when this Keres member is killed by Phobos, who is surveying the building with a sniper. Not only that, this building was laced with explosives, and our operators narrowly escape with the data the Keres soldiers were downloading. Well, it seems like these Keres soldiers in this building weren't the only ones in Detroit, as the intel that Rainbow has gathered suggests that the Keres Legion are currently staked out at the edge of the city, with Dokkaebi in their presence. And this moves us in to Dual Front, where, as it states at the menu, we have tracked the Keres Legion to this section of Detroit. This is Rainbow's final window to stop their operation and save Dokkaebi. Nighthaven and Rainbow will deploy their operators to this section of Detroit, where they will face off with the Keres Legion. And that is Dual Front. The goal here is to save Dokkaebi and attempt to neutralize the Keres Legion. Now, of course, from a gameplay perspective, we are playing against each other as these operators, but in the narrative, this is Rainbow facing off against the Keres Legion in this district. So it does seem like the Keres Legion are using this abandoned district in Detroit to create their bombs. As you can see, they do have some quite advanced machinery making the bombs around this map. These are the same bombs which were there during the assault on Hereford base and the ones used to blow up the base itself. So it may be pretty safe to say that Polaris is a front company for the Keres Legion, where they are making these bombs in this abandoned district in Detroit, and then their headquarters, which is just in the city, is this legitimate looking company where they are then transporting the bombs through. That is why we see Keres soldiers transporting Polaris crates, as they are most likely filled with these bombs. That is just a theory though, but it does seem to be the most likely. So it wouldn't be surprising if the land this abandoned district is on was actually owned by Polaris themselves, giving them this legal piece of land from this legitimate looking company for the Keres Legion to create these bombs and transport them through a legitimate business. Now, at the time of recording, it's a bit early to say how the story goes from here, whether Rainbow does save Dokkaebi here, what this means for the story going forward at this point, but I want to talk about a few things. The first being here, what is the significance of Dokkaebi? I mean, we know she's very smart, Deimos even saw the promise in her, but I want to talk about a detail which is in Dual Front which may lead to what might be happening here, and that is actually the physical model of the hostage Dokkaebi herself. You might notice that some things are missing on her. The first are her glasses. It makes sense. Her glasses were destroyed during the assault on Hereford base, and Hibana found them when she was investigating the rubble in the cinematic. Now, no worries for Dokkaebi, this won't affect her very much because Dokkaebi's glasses are fake anyway. She wore them to give off the sort of geeky, nerdy hacker girl persona, so her peers would underestimate her, giving her an advantage. So although she's missing her glasses, she'll be fine without them, but there's something else she is missing right here, and that is her tablet. Yes, her tablet is missing from her chest piece, which could mean even if Rainbow successfully saved Dokkaebi here, the Keres Legion may still have her device. Is this what they were after this whole time? Is Phobos or anyone else in the Keres Legion capable enough of using this to their advantage? Could Dokkaebi's code be used against Rainbow and the GSAC and the world, basically? How powerful is Dokkaebi's malware, especially if it falls into the wrong hands? This is now why Rainbow need to recruit DedSec and Aiden Pierce. Nah, I'm just kidding, but imagine. But jokes aside, something I want to actually talk about is a potential kill switch for Dokkaebi's code, specifically shown off in this charm from 2019 titled Dokkaebi's Contingency. So this is a contingency plan, and if you don't know what that is, basically this is preparing for a potential outcome. Not that it's the most certain outcome, but if this was to ever happen, you have something in place to deal with it. Now this shows an SD card with Dokkaebi's logo on it, as well as a bit of tape with some writing on it. Now, I want to thank Dino the Game for helping me translate this, but it translates to deploy at the end of the world. So with this being a little SD card with that saying, this definitely seems like this is a complete kill switch. If you know what the red key USB is, just something that completely wipes absolutely everything. So this is a potential contingency plan. If the Keres Legion do have her tablet, she could then wipe it. However, that is depending on how all of this works. This seems like it will have to be physically plugged into the tablet itself. So I imagine during the ruckus of Hereford base's assault, she may have not had the chance to do this. So who knows what's happened between this time of her being captured and being held hostage. The Keres Legion very well could have tortured her, could have pushed her into a position where she helps them with their code, maybe helps them develop something, or gives them full access to her tablet, and then they keep it. That is why she no longer has her tablet on her body. And something you need to remember about the Keres Legion is that they have been very good at only losing what they are able to lose. So for example, if they do lose this engagement in Detroit and Rainbow do extract Dokkaebi to safety, they're not losing much there because they've probably already gained something from her tablet, from her hacking skills, and from what they've done with her interrogations. I think we're going to get some really interesting Keres Legion related hacking coming up very soon, and it's probably just elevated their power even more. Just think about it. Deimos was impressed about how Dokkaebi could access their system. He then tells the Keres Legion and Phobos that they have to extract Dokkaebi and kidnap her. Don't get me wrong, Dokkaebi seems like she's great with a weapon, but it is her other skill in which they wanted her for. So I'm actually really excited to see where this story is going to go with Dokkaebi. I think it's going to lead to something very cool, and we're just going to have to wait and see. So make sure you're subbed, because I'll have everything here first on the channel. And I just want to say, I think Dual Front is a very enjoyable, fun mode. I had a brilliant time playing it in Atlanta. I had a brilliant time playing it during the closed beta. And I think it's really cool that it's giving us this opportunity to convey the story in other ways. And the fact that currently Dokkaebi is so integral to it. So I want to ask you the question, what do you think is happening here with Dokkaebi? Do you think it's what I've said, where they've sort of used her for her skills? She's given over the skills because she's been forced to. They have her tablet. She is now, you know, maybe potentially going to get saved by Rainbow, but that doesn't matter. The Keres Legion got what they wanted. And now they're going to have this level of power, which they haven't had before. And do you think Dokkaebi's Contingency card would have been used, or do you think she was too late to use it? I definitely think it's still worth mentioning, but so far, that is the lore and current story of Dual Front. So yeah, be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new for more Rainbow Six content, whether it's the lore, gameplay, everything. You'll get it all here. Hope you have an incredible rest of your day. Make sure you drink some water and stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.